or transfer of power. 4. Related date of assent. Now, 31st May 2012, passed by Parliament and assented to the President. The transition team, which you see on your screens, within 24 hours after the declaration of the result of the presidential election in accordance with Article 63 of the Constitution. A also indicates that the incumbent president shall appoint the head of the presidential staff, and also appointed under the Presidential Office Act 1993, Act 463. Now, the 2 of that article also indicates that the Attorney General and the Minister responsible for Presidential Affairs and Finance and the Interior of Defense and Foreign and Minister for Local Affairs, all under this particular act. Again, government and the national security also will be formed under this law. Now, the arrangement of the section, let's just give you a brief transition of the team. It says that the transition team will include the transition team will also it has a function of the team. Then it also would have a meeting of the team, and also subcommittees also formed under it, and the advisory committee. So the handing note and asset process will include the handing over note, availability of handing over note, the presidential estate unit, and inventory of asset, vacation of official resident, and elections of Speaker of Parliament and swearing in. Now, under this, we will provide you some miscellaneous also, under which also includes the interpretation of the law, the transitional provisions as well. Let me quickly move to the B. It says that the person elected as president shall also appoint an equal number of persons as appointed under paragraph A to constitute a transition team that shall include the head of the civil service, the head of the local government service, the secretary of the cabinet, and the national security coordinator. 2 says that the incumbent president and the person elected as president shall be the co-chairperson as the team, except that A, the incumbent president may delegate to any of the persons specified in paragraph A of subsection 1 any of the functions of the incumbent president as the co-chairperson of the team. And we also know that the incumbent president is re-elected for the second term, and the president shall designate members of the transition team. So today, that is what we expected to see. But let's put you on the screen some of the members of the transition team. Now, Honorable Kosia Osei Opari, Chief of Staff, the team co-chairperson. We also do have Godfrey Yeboah Dami, Attorney General. Honorable Osei Che Mensah Bonsu, who is the Minister responsible for Presidential Affairs. Honorable Dr. Muhammad Amin Adam, Minister responsible for Finance. Honorable Henry Korte, Minister responsible for the Interior. Again, Honorable Dominic Nitiwu, Minister responsible for Defense. And we also do have Honorable Shali Ayoko Botre, responsible for Foreign Affairs. Honorable Martin J. Mensah Kosa, Minister responsible for Local Government. Honorable Albert Kandapa, also responsible for National Security. Additionally, the team will also include Dr. Evans Agri-Dakun, who will be the head of Civil Service, and Dr. Nana Ato Arthur, head of the Local Government Service. Also, Ambassador Mercy Deborah Kakari is the secretary to the cabinet, and Mr. Edward Asumeni, National Security Coordinator. Now, the transition team will be inaugurated on Wednesday, December 11, 2024, in a meeting between President Akufo-Addo and President-elect John Dramani Mahama, who will also serve as a co-chairperson. And Honorable Kosia Frema Osei Opare has been designated to act as co-chairperson in the absence of the president. Now, furthermore, the president has also appointed former Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Professor Aaron Michael Quinn, to the Advisory Council, with a current Speaker, Honorable Alban Kingsford Bagban, as chairperson. Now, the president-elect also announced that members of his side of the transition team earlier today, ensuring balanced representation as the teams work together to maintain governance stability. President Akufo-Addo also has reaffirmed his commitment to a smooth transition process, emphasizing its importance in strengthening Ghana's democratic credentials. Now, the transition team is tasked with facilitating an efficient handover to preserve continuity and foster national unity. Well, away from that, John Dramani Mahama, the president-elect of Ghana, has appointed a team of experienced individuals to facilitate the transition process in accordance with the Presidential Transition Act 845. The 2024 transition team will also work in close collaboration with representatives of the outgoing government to ensure a smooth and orderly handover of political power. The appointed members bring expertise from various sectors, including finance, governance, and public administration. The team will be led by co-chairperson Honorable Julius Deborah and include the following key members as you see displayed on your screens. Honorable Johnson Esiedun Ketia, Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwete, Dr. Callistus Mahama, who will be a member or General Secretary over there, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Professor Kwamina Ahoy over there as well, Honorable Dr. Kazel Atuforsim, Honorable Mahama Ayaraga, Honorable Gusitano. We also have Edward Omane Boama. Additionally, the president-elect has also nominated Right Honorable Edward Do Ajaho as a member of the Transitional Advisory Board. And just as I was saying earlier, the transition team, the Act 2012, Act 846, I beg your pardon, indicates exactly the transition team, how it's supposed to mean. So it constitutes a number of things. Now, it first states that the transition team, one would also have the transition team will have the functions of the team. So just as you see, Honorable Julius Deborah will be the co-chairperson over there. Let me just once again take it again, so you do appreciate the people or the persons involved in the transition team as stated by the president-elect. So John Dramani Mahama, as I said, Honorable Julius Deborah will be the co-chairperson. Honorable Esiedu Nkatia is a member. Honorable Fiavi Kwete is also a member. Dr. Callistus Mahama is a member or secretary to the transition team. Again, Dr. Valeria Sawyer is also a member on the transition team. Professor Kwamina Ahoy, co-chairperson, also part of the team. Honorable Kazel Atuforsim is also a member of the transition team. Honorable Mahama Ayaraga, member of the transition team. Honorable Gusitano, also a member, and Edward Omane Boama, also of the transition team. So quickly, let me just once again run you through what the transition law says quickly before we can maybe move on to some more news here. It says that, quickly, I'll do that for you shortly. The Presidential Transition Act 2012. Now, the act is to establish arrangements of the political transfer of administration from one democratically elected president to another democratically elected president, to provide for the regulation of the political transfer of power and for related matters. Just as you see on your screens, the act also was established in arrangements of the political transfer of administration from one, as I said earlier. So today we will be witnessing the same thing happening today, and we know that the president-elect is currently on his way, I believe, to the Jubilee House to commence. Well, we're told that he has arrived at the Jubilee House to commence the transition process, and so we'll be bringing you an extensive coverage on that later. But we are expected to see this transition happen early in the course of the day, this day. Let's do more stories here on ABC News. You're still watching ABC Midday. I am Eric Chinibuatmelo. Away from that, Joyce Bawuah-Montari, the special aide to President-elect John Dramani Mahama, has called on the resignation of Jane Mensah, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, citing incompetence and partnership in the Commission's handling of the recent elections. Speaking on Channel 1 TV, a face-to-face program on Tuesday, December 10, Joyce Bawuah-Montari expressed disappointment in the EC's performance and stressed the need for comprehensive performance reforms to restore public trust. Member of Parliament for Nsawam Adwejiri constituency, Frank Anodomprem, has called on the Ghana Police Service to investigate the Nsawam shooting incident that has left one person hospitalized. Domprem denied any involvement in the shooting, stating that they had never wielded a gun before. Speaking at a press conference at the Nsawam Adwejiri New Patriotic Party office, Domprem claimed their internal party coalition exhibits that they won the parliamentary election. He urged the National Democratic Congress NDC Communications Officer Sami Jemfi to show maturity in politics and stop spreading lies about him.
If they had said that, okay, I was holding a catapult because when I was young, I used to use catapults and then we go bird hunting. Probably if they had said that I had catapult, I would have said that probably that was true. But even that night, there were no birds around, so I could not hunt for birds. So that allegation is false. It's totally false. I never showed gun. I am a confident person. I went into the hall to face them. Even though they were wielding knives and all that, I came there and nobody could touch me. And it's very cowardice of them. It was when I was departing the hall, that was when they started throwing stones and missiles at me. I want to invite the leadership of the Ghana Police Service to conduct an investigation, thorough investigation to this matter, because I am totally innocent. And I want to advise the young man, Sami Jemfi, is a young man growing up. He should get mature. Politics is not just about getting microphones and come and hell out and put out allegations. Politics, if they had said that, okay, I was holding a catapult because when I was young, I used to use catapults and then we go bird hunting. Probably if they had said that I had catapult, I would have said that probably that was true. But even that night, there were no birds around, so I could not hunt for birds. So that allegation is false. It's totally false. I never showed gun. I am a confident person. I went into the hall to face them. Even though they were wielding knives and all that, I came there and nobody could touch me. And it's very cowardice of them. It was when I was departing the hall, that was when they started throwing stones and missiles at me. I want to invite the leadership of the Ghana Police Service to conduct an investigation, thorough investigation to this matter, because I am totally innocent. And I want to advise the young man, Sami Jemfi, is a young man growing up. He should get mature. The only winners of various constituencies, i.e. in Nsawam Adwejiri, Akwetia, Suhum, and then of course Fantiapa North. Let me appeal to the outgoing president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. We know he has set in motion a transition process. As a matter of course.
Meanwhile, Frank Anodomprem has called on President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo to halt the transition process until all constituency seats are duly declared. He further urged the president-elect to call his party members to order.
The due winners of various constituencies, i.e. in Nsawam Adwejiri, Akwetia, Suhum, and then of course Fantiapa North. Let me appeal to the outgoing president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. We know he has set in motion a transition process. As a matter of course, we want to appeal to the president. And mind you, he's still the president.
Yes, he is.
He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. So the transition process should be halted. His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo should halt the transition process. And John Dramani Mahama, President-elect, must show same equity, must speak to his people, and we must ensure that all the other outstanding seats are declared duly by the EC before the transition process goes on. Speak to his people, and we must ensure that all the other outstanding seats are declared duly by.
Away from that, information gathered by ABC News Ghana is that all parliamentary results under contention in the Eastern region will be declared on Friday, December 13, 2024. And we want to establish more details with a correspondent who is on standby, Osei Mafo. Osei, good afternoon. What is the latest from that region?
Currently, all outstanding issues pertaining to the parliamentary results, which were being collated by the regional collation center, has been said that it will be resolved on Friday. So currently, all parliamentary aspirants in the region are preparing to ensure they will be at the collation center, that is Koforia, God willing, on Friday. The member of our parliament, Sonny Samagriji, constituency Frank Anadom, has been telling the media this morning at a presser that they are ready and they are prepared to go through the process and ensure that they are declared the winners of the elections.
Also, prior to this, he also has been engaging the media and his team, saying that the president should halt all of the what you call appointment that is coming up. How has his supporters been receiving this news after the latest development?
In fact, the enthusiastic supporters are very, very happy about the turn of events. According to them, they believe that this act may also help ensure that all processes is gone through successfully without anyone taking the laws into their hands or forcing matters on the electoral commission to declare them without going through as winners of the process. So for the party supporters, they are very happy about turn of events in the region.
Also, it paint us a picture how the atmosphere in the Eastern region looks like, because we have also seen some visuals of some collation centers and polling stations even during the election where we saw high tensions. What is the situation at the Eastern region currently after the elections?
Currently, within the entire region, we can say that the entire region actually looks a bit calm, except to say a few constituencies. There are some tensions, especially that of the Nsawama Dreji. And within the Nsawama Dreji constituency at the moment, there are heavy security presence made up of police men and then that of the military within the constituency at the moment. When you go to areas like the Akwesha constituency, the area is so tense, but that of the Shubum is not so much tense at the moment. I left Shubum not quite long ago, and you could see that everyone is going about their normal duty calmly. So currently within the region, entire region, there is total calm, except to say few constituencies has
Hello, Osei.
Hello.
Yeah, you on course. Hello, Osei.
Hello.
Yeah, continue. Also, if you can please position yourself a bit well for us so we can hear you well. Yes, continue.
Okay, so I was saying that currently within the entire region there's calm, except to say few constituencies. The areas are tense. That of the Sawam Akwesha constituency look bit tense. For in Sawama there's a heavy security presence within the constituency, and that of Akwesha too also look tense, except that if you come to whom activity is running smoothly, there nothing shows that there's an impending election dispute.
Osei, what are the constituencies under contention, and who are these members of parliament involved in these constituencies?
Okay, so in Nsawama Dreji, we have Frank Anadom of the MPP, who is the incumbent member of parliament, and Selom Fume Philibert, who happens to be the NDC candidate in Nsawama Dreji. And when you go to the Akwatia constituency, we have NS Kumi of the MPP and that of Honorable Boachi Yadom of the NDC also facing out at Akwatia constituency. And when you come to that of Suhum, we have Frank Echedu Bekwe, popularly known as Protozoa, and that of the NDC candidates also facing out at Suhum. And when you come to Pantiakwa North, currently we are hearing some things from the Pantiakwa North. However, we are unable to confirm the matter. So we are all waiting till the official declaration from the Electoral Commission on Friday.
Also, did the any official say that Friday will be the official day for the final confirmation?
Yes, that's what we've heard from all of them.
All right, Osei, thanks for that update over there. Our Eastern Regional Correspondent, Osei Ma, for giving us a live update of what to expect Friday. He says that the Electoral Commission has stated Friday 13th, 2024 for the final, I should say, collation of the parliamentary results at the Eastern region. We have seen some visuals, quite disturbing visuals in the Eastern region. You know, people contending that they have won and still other contentious effect about. But let's just maintain on elections and some other related issues. And security consultant Richard Komodo is calling for the immediate prosecution of individuals involved in post-election violence. In an interview on ABC in the morning, Komodo stressed the importance of holding perpetrators accountable for violent acts that occurred before, during and after the 2024 election. He argued that punishing those responsible would send a strong message that electoral violence will not be tolerated. His remarks follows a rise in incidents of vandalism, intimidation and property destruction reportedly carried out by some supporters of the National Democratic Congress.
Get them arrested and prosecute them. Until you are able to do that, this impunity and misbehavior will continue. It started from 2016 down to where we are now. So that is the only way to stop it. If you cover it with NDC, NPP politics and their flag and animal, they will continue. What stops it, irrespective of whoever has flouted the rules, prosecute them. Get them arrested and prosecute them. I was also surprised in the city of Accra that we do not have more police officers in the street. Worst scenario could have been when down parade, everybody sleeps and get up and it deployed the striking force, deploy the buffalo, deploy the SWAT, and deploy those wild girls, those crazy wild bird, you know, those police people, the elite of the police, those who strike at a very distance, deploy them into the system. And that will also make people know that, hey, they are men and they are men. And Dampare has meant business by the Electoral Commission. Young people are pouring themselves into the street to do anything that comes into their mind. Police pretend as if they do not see, because there have been crashes between police and the election managers in the direction they are going, which they knew is going to lead to public safety challenges, which they knew is going to lead to insecurity. And yet nobody was listening. And so the police pretend as
Well, Richard Komodo has called on the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, to take immediate and effective actions to address the escalating tensions and prevent further violence in the aftermath of the recent elections.
You are the IGP, so come on, get a job done. You have come this far. You stabilized the front for the IGP when the state was losing IGPs left, right, center, and they were struggling to find somebody to become an IGP. You stood in the shoes of who is an IGP. You occupy the state. There are issues, and there will always be issues, but this is the time your nation needs you more. And I'm your little brother, Richard Kumado, and I'm saying, using Abinan's ABC platform, that please, boss, wake up your responsibility. Come to the fore, like you've always been doing, and show forth your greatness, and we'll be grateful to you. Come and do the job, and stop hiding in your office. And people are asking, where are you, and where are the misbehavior in the street? This is not your style, and your style is to go after people who commit crime. Your style is to get people involved. Your style is to interdict police officers who misbehave themselves. And your style is to ensure that there's peace and security at all times. And that is what we know about you. So
if you say he's restraining himself, why would he need to restrain himself at a time such as this that needs the police?
Several things happen. For the IGP when the state was losing.
Well, this aftermath of the elections has been quite interesting, but we'll keep a conversation on that. We're back with some more news. We are your Poll Center. Welcome back. We're glad you're still staying with us. Let's bring you some business news. And in business, provisional figures released by the Ghana Statistical Service shows the Ghana's economy grew by 7.2% in the third quarter of 2024, marking a strong recovery from the 2.2% growth recorded during the same period in 2023. Now, this is the country's best economic performance since the pre-pandemic period, with the last comparable growth being a 9.1% expansion in the second quarter of 2019. Now, on a seasonable adjustment basis, Ghana's real gross domestic product (GDP) increased by 1.7% in quarter 3 2024 compared to the second quarter, slightly surpassing the 1.6% growth seen in quarter 2 2024. Now, key sectors driving this growth include mining and quarrying. Now, information and communications, crop, construction and manufacturing. These industries collectively fueled the economy's expansion, reflected a diverse array of contribution to the nation's overall economic output. However, certain sectors faced setbacks. Fishing, water and sewages are other personal services activities contracted during the period, highlighting ongoing challenges in these areas. Now, compared to the second quarter of 2024, the economy grew by 6.9%. Now, the services sector remains the largest contributor to Ghana's GDP, accountable for 42.9% of total output, followed by the industrial sector at 32.6% and agriculture at 24.5%. And in more business, Ghana's import of consumer-oriented food products surged to $817 between January and July this year, according to the United States Department of Agriculture. This represents a nearly 13% increment, an additional of $104 million compared to the same period last year. The US dollar notes that Ghana is a significant importer of consumer-oriented food and agriculture products, which support local processors and help meet the needs of consumers. In 2023, the country's total consumer-oriented food import reached $1.36 billion with import of U.S. origin products amounting to $86 million, a 3% increase from 2022. This makes the U.S. the fourth largest supplier of consumer-oriented food products to Ghana. The U.S. dollar also highlighted that while the European Union and China remain key competitors to U.S. suppliers, the EU is Ghana's largest source, accounting for 31% of the markets, followed by the China at the 25%, and the EU's key export in Ghana include poultry, dairy products, and other essential goods. Now, despite competition, the USDA is optimistic about the growing share of U.S. products in Ghanaian markets. And that's all for business, but when we are back, we do have some more stories here for you to stay. You're welcome back. Let's do some local stories here on ABC Midday. Now, the head of the Institutional Care Division of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Ofori Buedu, has cautioned the general public about the outbreak of cholera in Ghana, especially in the western region. He made this caution statement when he paid a visit to the Kwesimintim Government Hospital in the Efia Kwesimintim Municipal Assembly, where the cholera outbreak is on the rise. There's more in this report.
Government Hospital, Dr. Ofori Buedu, the head of the Institutional Care Division.
Officially, there are reported cases, but now, as we speak, it's Western region that is having more evolving cases. The condition in Greater Accra is calm. We are not reporting active cases in Greater Accra any longer. The condition in Central region is also calm. We are having very few emerging cases that are mild cases coming up. It is Western region that we are seeing that the numbers are coming up. More people are reporting to hospitals.
Medical Superintendent of Kwesimintim Government Hospital, Dr. Simon Osei-Frimpong, stated they have put in measures since the first reported case to handle reported cases. He, however, bemoaned that their biggest challenge is the lack of facilities in the hospital to cater to the numbers they are receiving every day.
When it comes to the infrastructure and other things, nothing was happening. It was just the name. So we have a big challenge with space. So we had to convert. We are really challenged. We are supposed to treat all cholera cases free of charge. So what it means is that you are not taking anything from the patients, and yet we use them a lot.
Well, we do apologize for those visuals over there, but we'll bring you more extensive conversations on that. But still in the Western region, the Western Regional Coordinating Council has announced urgent measures to address the escalating cholera outbreak, including a ban on sale of vegetable in the region. According to the council, the decision to place a ban on vegetable sales has become necessary as daily recorded cases are on the rise. Now, as of December 7, 2024, about 789 suspected cases and 8 deaths illness have been recorded across various health facilities in the region, with daily reported cases exceeding 60. The Sekondi Takoradi Municipal and Efia-Kossiminti municipal areas account for 95% of infections recorded in the region so far. The council, in a press release, stated that environmental surveillance investigations reveal that 96% of infections are linked to food vendors, particularly through the sale of contaminated vegetables such as salad, leaves and green peppers. The RCC warns that efforts of face prosecutions, if in accordance with the Public Health Act 2012 Act 851, and we would want to have a conversation on the back of that. So we will be engaging one health practitioner analyst over there. We are joined via Zoom, I believe, by. Well, let's first speak with our correspondent, Jacob. But Jacob, paint us a picture what actually is happening in the Western region after this news breaking.
All right. So when you come to the Western region right now, the food vendors and food sellers are the ones that are worried about the cholera outbreak because it will affect or it's going to affect their market. Since most of the vegetables or most of them sell vegetables on their markets, especially in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis and Efia Kossiminti Municipal Assembly. You know, they say the outbreak, there has been an average of 20 cases per day in various hospitals in both municipality or both assemblies. So when it comes to the Western region, food vendors or food sellers are at risk of losing their jobs or losing their market to the general public.
Jacob, just as you said that they are at risk, what have they been saying after this? I mean, looking at the fact that yes, we have heard that this cholera outbreak is as a result of most vegetables, including salad. I'm just imagining if a vendor is into this salad business, how she will be faring. So, what have been the calls or agitations from these vendors?
All right, so mostly it's about the hygiene, personal hygiene, surrounding, filth around and everything. So they've placed or there has been measures of which the WRCC are putting in measures so that they can bring back the Veronica bucket, just like the COVID protocols where we were told or we were asked to wash our hands, wear nose masks and all those things. So initially, this is what they have planned of bringing, and also they'll be having communal labor very soon, just to curb all these little debt that's around the assemblies or in the region. So when it comes to the Western region, there has been provisions of which they want to do to help solve the problem of cholera in the region.
Jacob, we also do know that about 789 suspected cases are what we have recorded in the Western region, and also we do have about 8 deaths so far. What is the latest report from the facilities you have visited?
All right, so just like the records you just mentioned, this morning I was at the Kesimintsi Government Hospital, and that's the same numbers or the same result that they gave me. So that's where I got the results from, and they are hoping it will go down, not to increase, because of their lack of facilities that they have there to help or to hold on to the patients that will be coming. So when it comes to the rest of you, the numbers are on the rise, and on the average, it's 20 cases per day. So you can just imagine the 20 people coming into the hospital mentioning they have cholera. And the facilities at the various hospitals can't contain them. So they are trying their possible best to educate people on whatever they are supposed to do to help solve the cholera outbreak in the region.
Be engaging you more on the latest development from the Western region, but thank you so much for that update. But let's listen to the bite of the municipal superintendent of the Efia-Kossiminti Hospital, Oliver Cornwell. We'll be back with some more.
Hello. We call it index case, meaning the first case we saw in the hospital. We weren't even aware it was cholera. And the person came very late. So the person spent less than 24 hours and sorry, we lost the person. So from that time, we had to train our staff, do everything possible to take care of the rest. And since then, we've had quite a number, referred to the figures, quite a number. We have average of 15 to 20 cases a day from that time up to now. So we've been on our feet working all this while. And thanks be to God, from that time we haven't lost any case. The biggest challenge in the facility is where we are supposed to keep the patients. In fact, President was a polyclinic, I hope you all know. And they upgraded it to a hospital. But firstly, when it comes to the infrastructure and other things, nothing was added. It was just the name. So we have a big challenge with space. So we had to convert one of the patient waiting areas to be the ward for cholera cases. It has helped though, but it doesn't look good. We were putting patients on benches and ice. But thanks be to God, a hunterman came in today to give us mattresses so that the patients will be a bit comfortable in the facility as we treat them. And it's so far so good, just that we are stressed with the cases. So from directors, they are coming to help us with human resources, and we are happy with that. The only challenge now that we ask for support is the logistics and the consumables that we use to take care of the patients. Our regional director told us that we are supposed to treat all cholera cases free of charge. So what it means is that you are not taking anything from the patients, and yet we use a lot. One patient can take more than 15 liters of IV fluids. And when I talk of 15 liters, it means, is it 4 gallons? Yes, in a day. So in a day, one patient can take more than 4 gallons of these special made fluids before the patient can be stable. And yet you are not supposed to take it. And we ask those who can support.
Well, let's have a conversation on the back of this development, and joining us on Zoom is the Western Region Environmental Health Analyst, Mr. Oliver Cromwell, to have a conversation on this. Mr. Cromwell, good afternoon. Now, some weeks ago, we did hear that the Central Region also recorded similar issues of cholera outbreak. Now we're back to the Western Region. How dire is this outbreak in the Western Region?
Yeah, good afternoon. But Western Region, if I can start from 4th of November 2024, we had 1 or 2 cases in Western Region, and as I speak, we have, as at 9th December 2024, we have 908 cases, 908 reported cases, and 8 deaths. And what is serious about it is that we are getting 60 cases a day in the Western Region. And most of our cases are coming from Sekondi, Takoradi, and ECMA. And now Sekondi, Takoradi, and ECMA are transporting cases to other MMDAs, which is also very alarming. And we need to do something about it. Therefore, the need to come out with a press release. Why that press release? Because we've realized that about 90 to 95% of the cases that we've had, investigation has shown that they had it from food vendors. I repeat, food vendors, people eating from outside homes. And the food vendors, they are getting it from vegetables. Please, are you hearing me?
I'm listening to you, Mr. Cromwell.
Yeah, getting it from food vendors, and food vendors, they are getting it from vegetables. Cabbage leaves and all those things, they are getting it from it. We've tried a lot of education. We've met the food vendors, discussed with them. We've discussed with them on personal hygiene and all those things, how to prepare the vegetable before selling it to the public. But we realized that it's not going well with us. So there's a need to ban vegetables and do other things like improving sanitation, improving waste management, organizing the community to for communal labor and all those things. And then by then, a week or two, we'll see whether we can reduce what we are having at the health facilities. Over.
Mr. Cromwell, these figures you've given looks very scary, but in the region also, just as you say that you have banned vegetables and other things in the region, also about sanitation in the region, I know you are health analysts and experts. Could you also paint a picture to some of these vendors and what they sell and how hygienic the place looks like, accounting or amassing for these figures you're talking about? Hello, Mr. Cromwell. Hello, Mr. Cromwell.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, I was asking that looking at the figures you've given, it looks very scary for us. And in fact, 60 cases and about, I mean, even more than that, 988 and 8 deaths already. Just you as a health analyst, just give us some of the things that you feel. You have also said that food vendors are the cause of these major outbreaks we're witnessing, but we wanted to also find out from you the general hygiene of the region accounting for these figures you've mentioned.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Cromwell, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. For sanitation situation in the metropolis, seriously, is very bad. We have problem with waste management. A lot of refuse has been accumulated in various communities that we have, especially the hotspot areas in Sekendi, Takrady. And we are trying to liaise with the MMDAs and other companies to support us to evacuate all the refuse in those communities. Surely, if we don't evacuate those refuse and then concentrate on only food vendors, we will not reach anywhere. So we need to combine all forces. Just tomorrow, I will be meeting the waste management director, discuss issues with them and see how best we can evacuate the refuse. As I speak, it's so bad. Refuse in those communities, all our drains are choked with refuse and all those, and some of the communities are still practicing open defecation. Open defecation, which is so bad. And this is exactly what we are doing, and then including the food vendors and checking the food vendors and the rest. Over, my dear.
Cromwell, once again, in your situational report, we have seen that in a day or in less than 24 hours, about 8 people or less than that, or maybe more, die from this cholera outbreak. How are the facilities in that region being able to contain these overwhelming, I should say, numbers or figures?
Yeah, now this cholera has put pressure on Ghana Health Service, and they are doing all that they could to be able to contain it. Because yesterday I heard that the health director, a regional health director, was complaining about that, and they are now even using. They will soon use some of the Agenda 111 hospitals that they've not completed as a place to. For the cholera cases, because without that they cannot move forward, and we go to our hospitals. It's so bad, they're full of cholera cases and all those things.
Thank you so much this afternoon, Mr. Cromwell. Thank you so much once again for engaging us. We have been speaking with the Western Region Environmental Health Analyst, Mr. Oliver Cromwell, on the back of the Western Region's escalation of the figures in terms of cholera outbreak. Quite a very sad situation over there. Some weeks ago, or months ago, it was in the Central Region and now in the Western Region. But let's do some more news here. On ABC Midday, and the former Auditor General Dr. Yao Domelevo has added his voice to calls for the separation of office of the Attorney General from the Ministry of Justice. He argued that this separation would promote peace by enabling independent investigation and prosecution of politically exposed persons. His call is an echo of several calls made over the years following the reluctance of sitting governments to prosecute appointees for alleged malfeasance and outright criminal conduct.
The president, if I should put it that way, is to allow him to do good things for the country. In fact, it will be expected that he leaves a legacy that we can say that we have lived through 4 years of unprecedented good governance. And I am of the view that, and I think it will be the case, that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not going to say, because I have the majority in Parliament, we will pass through Parliament and get approved policies which are not good. Any changes or amendments to the constitutions and the laws of Ghana that will help us to ensure a better governance, I think I'm all for it. I am one of those who completely agree that the office of the Attorney General should be separated from that of Minister of Justice. In fact, there is no way that you can sit in cabinet, be part of a policy decision or any decision, and then when the decision is implemented with even advice from you, you come back and hold that your colleague member of Parliament or cabinet accountable. So to combine the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General office, I think is a no-no. If there is any opportunity for us to change that, it must be done.
Let's do some sports news after this. And in sports, Confederations of African Football CAF will host the official draw for the Total Energy Cup Women's Africa Cup of Nations 2026 on Thursday, 12th December at the CAF headquarters in Cairo. The draw will take place at 14 Cairo time. A total of 12 nations will make up the final list of teams. Be back with international stories to stay. At least 127 people, most of them civilians, have been killed in Sudan over the past 2 days as the war between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces escalates. Rights groups report that barrel bombs and heavy shelling have caused massive casualties in densely populated areas. On Monday, more than 8 barrel bombs struck the market in North Darfur, killing over 100 people and wounding hundreds, according to the Al-Fashir Resistance Committee. The Sudanese army, which has intensified air strikes in the RSF-controlled regions, denied responsibility for the attack, claiming the right to target locations used by the RSF for military purposes. Let's wrap up with some entertainment news. And renowned Ghanaian gospel artist Nasi has given fans a sneak peek into the making of his chart-topping single, Kwen Kwen. The song, currently holding the #1 spot on Apple Music Ghana, has been brought to life visually by the talented We Do Group team. Let's take a listen at what has been happening with Nasi.
The hand movements and the leg movements. So what can we do to get this type of movement? Funny time you get but I say, what is it? And you need to be I was so okay, come and straight. It makes sense. I didn't hear. Oh, it's an issue.